how many at bats do we have? How many times is that phone ring? Are people filling out the form on the website? Are people sending you an email with a potential new business? How many opportunities do we have to actually generate some new business?
I can see the whole wide world with these two eyes, and I can be whoever I wanna be, 'cause it's my life.
Hi, thanks for joining us for another episode of Ask Spurl CPA. Today we're continuing our topic about key performance indicators, and specifically the key performance indicator we're talking about this time is the number of leads. So key performance indicators, the number of leads. I have Tyson here with me again today. So Tyson, how are you you finding this information on learning the metrics behind marketing and how we track key performance indicators?
It's great. It helps you learn and helps you keep track of my clients better.
Yeah, something to actually shoot for as opposed to just go out and get more business. That's a bad advertisement. We can tell them how many and how. The quote that we have here, in this series is Jim Collins, author of 6 business books, including one of my favorites, Good to Great. The Good to Great companies did not focus principally on what to do to become great. They focused equally on what not to do and what to stop doing. So this really resonates with key performance indicators in the marketing aspect of people's businesses. They need to know what to do, what to go all in on, and what to just completely stop doing because it's not working. Industry Canada will tell us that 50% of all Canadian small businesses go out of business within 5 years, and 42% of these failed businesses will cite their inability to attract enough clients as one of the reasons for their failure, making it the most common reason for their failure. So us as a CPA firm, we need to be able to tell our clients exactly what to shoot for systematically and how many in order to solve this problem. And the story that we have business owners, they know revenue is low. They've seen it in their financial statement analysis and the ratio analysis, but they're not tracking the most important key performance indicator to achieve more revenue. Tyson, what are the questions these business owners who are not tracking the most important key performance indicator, what should they ask?
First, what is the most important key performance indicator to track to increase revenue?
It's the number of leads. We need to know if there's any leads to begin with. Are you not generating new business? How many at bats do we have? How many times is that phone ring? Are people filling out the form on the website? Are people sending you an email with a potential new business? How many opportunities do we have to actually generate some new business? That's the first part that we need to track in any business.
Do a lot of businesses fail to follow up on leads correctly?
Yeah. So believe it or not, you have all these great advertising initiatives and all these key performance indicators, and sometimes the entire business is being inhibited by the fact that people simply aren't following up on the leads. The leads are coming in and they're not getting put onto a central document that can be followed up with again and again to make sure the customer is actually getting called, and maybe called a couple more times because they're busy and they might not have time the first time. So we just don't have a way to follow up on the leads, and that's why a lot of businesses are failing.
Yeah. Is the sales process sometimes broken in the business?
Sometimes it's the sales process. So sometimes people are following up on the leads and they're booking that initial consult or that initial estimate with the clients, but the sales process is broken. They might not be writing up every deal, as we said. Did you actually give them a proposal? Did you give them an estimate? Did you have to present them with something and say, hey, if you want to proceed, sign this? Sometimes they don't have a way to follow up on that after that proposal was done. Sometimes the proposal is being delivered in a poor manner. Sometimes the proposal itself is of low quality, so it needs to increase quality to communicate to the customer what value they're actually achieving for their hard-earned dollars. So yeah, it can be not just following up on the leads. It can be the sales process itself. Sometimes the product is great, but the sales process itself is not communicating that.
Mm-hmm. How can batching the follow-up on leads and potential sales be a time hack?
Yeah, that can be a real-time suck, and I'll tell you how it starts. So the client says, hey, can you follow up with me on Tuesday at 2 o'clock? Okay. Imagine you're a landscaper this time of year. I just had a landscaping quote on my place, and when he's going to follow up. If he booked a time, he's going to follow up on Tuesday at 2:00. And then he goes to the next house. And he says, I'll follow up with you on Wednesday at 4:00. And then he goes to the next house, does another estimate. I'll follow up with you on Thursday. All of a sudden, that gets completely unmanageable. All you're doing is calling these back. So all you need to do is you set one time in your calendar each and every week. So these leads come in, you address them as soon as they come in when they're a new lead. And then each and every week at a set time, if they didn't get back to you, just call them all again, all at once. Just go right through the list, and same thing with any outstanding proposals that you deliver, just go right through the list. It's just so much quicker. And yeah, it's not that same personalized service, but we only have 168 hours in the week. And chances are, most businesses will not have a time to schedule an individual time just to do a follow-up. It's not going to work well in most businesses unless you're all in on one client on a super high ticket item. That's not a scalable activity.
Right. What if sales are low, but they're following up on leads and have good sales process?
Now this becomes harder. So we've addressed the easy solutions. Did you plug it in? Did you restart? But now we get to the what if we are booking into the estimate, we're following up on the leads and they're getting a consult, they're actually getting a document. The sales process itself is pretty good, but now we have to start looking at the product itself. We have to look at the pricing. Was the product or the pricing, maybe we need to package something. Generally it's not an exercise of just simply reducing pricing, because if you reduce pricing so much, you're eventually going to go out of business anyways, because you're running a cash, the number 2 problem. So it generally means that the actual product itself, we need to look at what value are we delivering, what is the value that the competitors are delivering, and what problem is the client trying to solve to begin with. So now that tends to be a deeper dive issue on we have to go deeper into what value this product is actually giving the potential client, and maybe make some adjustments and maybe make some additions. Sometimes we have to deliver more value.
Yeah. What is the most important marketing platform for most small businesses?
Most small businesses, the most important marketing platform is Google. Google is the Yellow Pages of 20 years ago. If you weren't listed in the Yellow Pages 20 years ago, no one was going to call you. And now if you're not listed and ranking and doing certain things on Google, you're likely not getting enough attention, or certainly not as much as you should, in order to help you scale your business.
How does your website help you generate leads from visitors to your website?
Yeah, so your website, is supposed to be that mechanism to take that attention from Google and convert it to someone who's now they're interested. They believe that you can help them solve their problem. So, they have a leak, their lights are flickering, they have an ache in their back, they have a toothache. They get that attention from Google. It leads them to the website, and that website makes them believe that you can solve their problem. They can have a good experience while doing so, by doing business with you. That's really what your website is set up to do.
Why should you also track reviews, videos, ad spend, impressions, and clicks?
Yeah, so we went through these in the previous videos in this series. If you're just looking at leads alone, how do you get those leads? There's things that you can count to just get those leads. Yeah, you need to track the number of leads in every business. But if the problem is that you're not getting enough leads, there's things that you can count. And normally the things that you're going to count is the number of Google reviews that you have, since Google is king and 88% of your ideal and likely buyers are likely looking at Google reviews. Mm-hmm. And then how many 10-minute videos that we have, because that's the way that we're going to A, rank on the second largest search engine, which is YouTube, and B, get our website to rank higher on the largest search engine, which is Google, by taking those videos and transcribing them, putting them on our website. How much money we're going to spend then to promote that website, how many impressions those ads are getting, and how many clicks that are getting onto that website, to try to generate those leads. It's just walking them through the process so we can identify if we're not getting enough we're doing this whole exercise. We're not getting enough sales. We know we need more leads to get more sales. But what are the other steps in the chain to get them to the point where they're actually become a lead? And by tracking those numbers, we can tell which one is broken.
Do people often underestimate the cost of generating a lead?
Hugely, yeah. People generally, hugely underestimate the cost of generating a lead. They think they look at metrics on what an impression is, and they think that they're going to get 40% of the leads from an impression. It's not. Those are fairy tale numbers. You're going to have to get that ad in front of a lot of people. Very few people are going to click on it. They're going to have to see your website. The chances are 4.3 times to try to even get them back in. So you're going to have to spend some money to retarget them. To actually get that lead, it generally costs more money than what people think it's going to cost.
How can a no-brainer offer actually help to reduce the cost of a lead?
So it becomes time you want to make your ad so enticing that you increase your chance of actually converting that. So it gives you if you have an offer that's really enticing, you can write that offer into your ad. So that's going to make sure you don't have to put it in front of as many people in order for them to take action. And actually click on the ad, and then when they get to your website, that offer is reinforced, and now we're going to get them to convert. We're going to get them to call. We're going to get them to email, fill out a form. So that no-brainer offer, and you're usually offering something for free. If you're, if you're an electrician, you can install one of those, light up little sockets. It's going to cost you $30, and people say, well, that's $30 for free. Yeah. But they're completely underestimating the cost to get that lead in the first place. Do you want to pay Google another $60 to get a lead, or would you rather do the light socket for $30? Often that no-brainer offer, although it will have a bit of a cost, that cost is less than simply paying for more ads if you didn't have that no-brainer offer. So you're going to have to give something away for reduced rate or free. Not everything, not something that's going to cripple you financially. In most businesses, it can be something that's going to cost you less than $50. But it's going to dramatically decrease the cost that you're going to have to spend to attract that lead in the first place. So I think that's what we have here today. Thanks so much for joining us. As always, please hit the like and subscribe button so we can continue to deliver you tips on how to beat the odds at business. And as always, please leave some comments below so we know what you guys want us to address in future videos. Thanks very much.